Hello! Today we're going to get a lot of stuff done. I mean, a lot. For starters, we're actually going to drop the oil pan off the Jeep. We're going to replace the oil pan gasket. Since it's opened up, we're going to replace the rear main seal too. Something that usually has to get done every few years or so in these Jeeps. Since all of that's getting taken apart, we're going to finish things up with a nice oil change. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to go back even farther. We're going to change the transmission fluid. I've got the AX15 manual transmission, so we're going to pull that out, refill it up. Just behind that, we have the transfer case. I've got the NP231. That's also going to get opened up, and the fluid's coming out. We're replacing it. And finally, just really for fun, we're going to crack open the axle covers, the front and the back. For the front, I have the Dana 30, and for the back, I've got the Dana 35. Pretty decent, for everyday driving use on the road. But honestly, for about the past 14 years or so owning this Jeep, I have never opened those covers at all. Kind of surprised to see what's inside. So we'll see together what happens. So we're going to drain out that fluid, and maybe I'll even paint the covers or something. I don't know, just make them look good. But so we're going to do a lot of stuff today. If you're interested in knowing how to change any of the fluids, or you want to know what size the drain plugs or fill plugs are, just keep watching. I might try to put in some little timestamps here and there in the comments down below or in the description, so you can fast forward to each fluid change. But okay, and if there's something I don't mention here, be sure to leave a comment down below, like, subscribe to the video, so you'll be seeing more of them coming up in the future. Let's get going. It's been a while since we've done anything, any work out there on the Jeep. So. We finally get out of the garage. Alright, so it's not looking too good. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, we're about a quart low, maybe a quart and a half, and it's pretty black. Smells real dark. It's time. So it has been a while. Last time, what, 22,000? That's where I last changed it. We're running right now. So it's kind of a mess on the inside, but I think around 226. It hasn't been all that long. Only like 4,000, but now we're back. We're gonna need a few things today. Got all of our tools, goggles, gloves, got some blue Loctite, oil filter, we got the pan gaskets, ratchet, and extension. Let's see, 11 millimeter. That's for the oil pan itself. We got the 13 for the oil pan plug. The transmission uses a 15/16, and a 30 for the transfer case. Go ahead and get that. Don't forget your drip pan, your gaskets, oil's inside. I get that. Creeper's optional. Helps out a lot. Oh, and don't forget some spare jugs for all the used oil and stuff. So it's gonna be a lot of fluid. Usually I just use like a pizza box or something, if I'm just changing the oil. But today I put down a blue tarp because it makes it a lot easier to clean up, with all the fluids coming out. So it's pretty much gonna be raining oil. So all right, let's get the oil out first. All right, here we are underneath. Let's go grab our 13 and ratchet here. I know I went with one open, but only wanted to do this, so get your catch pan ready. And let's see what comes out. We go together. All right, here we go. delicious. All right, let's let that sit for a little bit. All right, well, while all that's draining, let's actually move on to the pan itself. Let's get all those bolts out. There's like 20 of them, and they're about 11 millimeter a piece. And all the way around, I went ahead with the ratchet, and I broke up all of them. Okay. All right, so my exhaust got a little stuck on here. Trying to drop the pan. It's just barely rub it up against the side of it here. You see that? That's right up against it. So, of course, let's take them out. Okay. Never say a job is easy until it's actually already done. That was my mistake today. Oh no, it's an easy job. Just replace the oil pan gasket. Maybe we'll do some other fluids for fun, you know. Okay, so what we got here, if you see that, got me a wrench in between the block and here, move that out of the way. We're almost there. We're getting to it. All right, there we go. Finally coming out. Right, hooray! Time to move the exhaust. Now the oil pan can come free. Let's go get it. Right. Time to come out. Nice and easy. Okay, new problem. We're so close. Look how close we are. Just this little bit. It's touching the transmission. Oh. So now we're touching on the pickup tube. And to get in here, let's and finally, maybe we can drop the oil pan like we've been working on. Alright. One bolt. That's all it takes to get this pickup tube out. And now there shouldn't be anything up there in our way. Check out what just happened. So, I ended up getting my jack stands and my jack it all up because around front, all my suspension pieces were grabbing up on it. You know, figure I'm not even going to start tearing apart that steering. Let's just jack it up as high as possible and let the axle hang. Started jacking her up, got up to just about where I was wanting, and the oil pan just fall out. Told you I was that close, just half an inch away. Okay, let's get that piece of crap cleaned up now. All right, probably tell I dished the gloves. Get serious now. Now we're probably going to be raining oil for a little bit, so try to wipe up as much as we can, and all these gasket surfaces, of course, get them nice and squeaky clean. Oh, and for this little surface here, this is what you're going to use your gasket maker stuff for. is where in the break in the block where it goes up to the front to here. Just put a little bead of that gasket maker right there in the corner, and then on the other corner right there, down here somewhere, and all the way at the back, same thing. There's going to be another break back there. While we're here, yeah, I went ahead and bought a new rear main seal, so we're going to put that in. Pull the cap, toss that in. Okay, not a whole lot of chunks or anything. Well, mostly. Ew. Delicious. Well, all right, back from lunch. Let's get all of it done today. Now, I don't know where you guys are at, but here in middle of Oregon, it's supposed to get like 100, 103 degrees today. Wow, it's too hot. All right, got the inside nice and shiny. Gasket surface all good to go. I ended up spraying it down with Simple Green, put it in the sink, scrubbed it up a little bit, came back with some, with a little wire wheel here, sped up the process a little bit, and the can of brake clean. Really got it in there. All right, almost ready to go back in now. I couldn't resist. It was already out. Get a nice little new coat. Okay, things are looking pretty clean now. Got all the mating surfaces, gasket surface all the way around nice and clean, ready to go. All right, working on this. I'm not sure the exact size. I got myself, what was that? 13 16s. It seems to work, but it's just a little bit loose. But it's working, it's not stripping or anything, so it'll work just fine for what we need. Alright, got the cap off. And that's what we're looking like here. I just kind of wiped it off. Bunch of oil came out from under it. Just to show you here, all I did was I just took a little punch here. I know I'm probably supposed to use a brass punch so I don't scratch anything up, but if you just go real slow, real gentle, just go into the little hole here where it's where the top half of the seal is. Don't forget the top half, okay? There's some people out there, they think that, oh, I just replaced the bottom, I'm good. No. You replace the rear main, you have to do it all the way around. But in this hole, you just kind of push it in. And look at that. Look how easy. It just pops right out. Now you just get yourself some needle nose and just try not to scratch anything. Alright, in the shop here, working on getting this guy out. Shouldn't be too tough. Now, I love these new directions, actually, with these guys. Velcro, there's a part number if you want. Got both, top and bottom. But look at this. Look what they say here. Remove the burrs, blah, blah, blah. Install the halves. Use this little plastic clip thingy to like shoehorn it in. It's kind of cool. But I like the whole bit about RTV sealer. This is kind of important. Apply RTV sealer outside the edges. So, last time I did this, I did not use RTV sealer. And look where it got me. Oil all over the place. Okay. It's wet on both sides. Yeah, don't forget that sealant. It's actually pretty easy. I just put the new one in, and I didn't even use that shoehorn thing. I just kind of squeezed it, put it in there, and it just popped right in. And then it just, you grab it, and it just pull it around. I got it all but like at the last little centimeter. And I used the little bit of wood for my handle here. I didn't want to mess anything. Just gently tap, tap, tap real slow, and it went right into place. So that's in, ready to go. Dabbed up some of that silicone in the corners here. Well, I'm not going to forget that this time. Got the back corners all set up. I think now I just got to put in that oil pickup off the pump here and put it back together. All right. All right. So we got the gasket in. Velcro's got these really cool little doodads here, the little studs that hold it up for you. But they're just for the 1/2-inch bolts, the 2 at the front and the 2 at the back, so they're not going to fit any of the little guys. But at least this gets us up there so it's not going to get pinched or anything. Pan in. Okay, pan is now in. Well, sort of. We didn't put all the bolts in yet, but these little clips really help out. They hold the whole pan in. front and back. Now one thing I ran into here, right up front, in this front corner here, this guy didn't want to go in for some reason. Alright, just about to put all the bolts in. I was just going to let you know, remember you got the half-inch bolts here. There's two of them, two for the front, two for the back. But one of these studs is actually your half-inch. So don't get confused, like, oh, where'd it go? You need four. Of course, you do have some other regular studs out here. They're all the same as these. Those are all the same. The only reason they have that stud part is just to hang stuff. Just like a wire harness or a clip or something. That's all they're really for. But they're all the same, same thread pitch, same depth and everything. Oh, and before they all go in, I like to put a dab of this in here. Blue Permatex, medium strength stuff. Just a dot on each one. It'll hold it in there for us because we're working with all this oil, all this slick stuff. But it'll also prevent any kind of rust or corrosion from getting in. So really good stuff there. And let's put it all together. All our bolts are nice and seated in. Looks great. Nice and new again. The directions on that sealant on the RTV, it actually says let it sit for 90 minutes, so about an hour, hour and a half. So what we're supposed to do is hand tighten them and then come back an hour and a half later to torque them. And looking into it, the torque specs on the oil pan gasket or oil pan bolts, they're only 7 pounds or 7 foot-pounds, so not very much. So, all right, while that's getting set, let's go up top. Let's change that oil filter and get all that set up. All right, now that all the bottom stuff is done, we've come up top. We'll be changing this here oil filter. Yank it out. Don't forget to use a Sharpie. Mark what your mileage is for next time. And for all you new people, beginners, make sure to have this a little bit moist. You take the seal out, just get a little bit wet, not super crazy. Put it on, hand tight. Don't use the wrench to put it on. Okay, let's get that put together then. Alright, once the filter's out, make sure you wipe it all. Get as much of that stuff out as you can. Nice and clean. And new one goes on. Alright, got a label 226. Fill her up. Don't forget your drain plug down below. We got the oil in, got the filter. Did a last minute check underneath just in case. I don't see no leaking nowheres. Nice and clean again. So, I guess the heat was kind of getting to me yesterday, and out here, 100 degrees laying in underneath the Jeep. I did the stupidest thing. Remember that cap with the rear main seal I put all together? Got all that set up. Make sure you got the silicone, of course. Put it in there. When you put the silicone in, it says you're supposed to let it sit, to set. And then you come back and torque everything. Well, me being dumb, I don't know. I set it. I got it all ready to go. I thought, hey, while I'm waiting, let me put up the oil pan, get all my bolts going. I got all those set up. And the same thing, you got to let them sit for a little bit before torquing them. Come to crawl out and found my torque wrench with my 13/16 on it, going to the rear main cap, which is now inside. Yeah, that's right. I came out this morning. I took off every single bolt. I had to drop the pan once again. I've got it all set up. Took my time, retorqued it, torqued all these, so we're good to go now. Let's move on to the transmission. Let's get the other fluids out now. So on the AX transmission, there it is. So yeah, fill plug. It's a 15/16. And got our drain plug on the other side. Down there somewhere. Right there. Same size. Let's get the fluid out. Alright, just in case, we got a little fluid coming out. Keep your drip pan handy. And let's just back around. Come on. Ooh, nothing. Okay. Alright, there's the drain. Wonder what treasure lies within. Ooh. Well, it's you know, it's time to get changed, so there's that. All right, plugs are nice and clean again. It was mainly just a bunch of sludge. It wasn't a whole lot of metal or anything like that, so pretty happy about that. We'll be filling up today with some Redline MT90. I think it takes like 3.7 of these, or 3.5 or something. I got 4 of them, so plenty of fluid. Get yourself one of these pumps. Of course, my lid doesn't go on, but that's not important. You pump it right in the top until it comes out after the plug goes in. Use what you got. You got your fluid, got your hose, all this sitting on your arm. Just pumping away. Alright, here we go. Bottle number 4. Just pumping away. Alright, once it starts leaking out, we'll be good. Alright, got her nice and full. Get the fill plug just in there. Just enough. Doesn't have to be super tight, it's just a fill plug. Not like a motor mount or anything. So, we're all good to go. Maybe wipe off the excess and don't forget to take care of this stuff. Wow, look at that, it's like a mirror. Cool. Moving on, transfer case. This one, easy enough. They're actually on the same side, so we don't have to go back and forth now. So, drain plug, fill plug. They are coming in 30 millimeter. Yeah, 30. Perfect. So, same thing. Drain up the top one first, just because, you know, that kind of sucks if you get the bottom one out, then you can't get the top one for whatever reason. It's nice to pull the top one first, that way you're not screwed. So, get your drip pan ready again. Nice, clean, emptied up. And I even went ahead and cleaned up the pump too, so it's ready to go now. So we're not going to be mixing transmission fluid with, okay, yeah, transmission with transfer case fluid. So here we go, same thing. Alright, pull that guy off. Nothing, yay, just like before. Loosen out the hand. Perfect. Pan ready. Ooh, red. Nice. That looks pretty clean. Huh. It's been about 4 years. While I'm here, do them all. Ooh, nice and clean on the inside too. Look at that. Huh. It's pretty cool. Threads go right on it. Huh. Wasn't so lucky with the old one, but alright. Start pumping. Alright, oh, finally got her filled up. Tighten in that bolt. You about good to go. Now, every time I went online anywhere to check, you know, how much to fill it up, everywhere said 1.1 quart. I know there's a fill plug here for a reason. You know, you fill it up to the plug, and then once it starts coming out, you're good to go. And like I said, 1.1 is what it's supposed to take, but I ended up using a whole quart, and then look at that, like almost. It was like 1.9 quarts. I don't know what's going on there, so I'm going to check that out. I'm going to do some more research. This is the 231 too. Right, back at the front again. Diff cover. Got here the Dana 30. And let's crack it open. It looks like 13 be the size. Yep. Perfect. Alright, moving around, got all the bolts broken free. Figure I'll pull the plug while we're here. Looks like it's a 9/16. It's a square. Nice clean drip pan ready again. Let's see what lies within. It was pretty clean. Nothing came out. Well, since they're all broken. Alright, try to leave one up top, just so it'll drain all your fluid out. It'll hold it for you. Don't take it all the way out, but just enough. It's nice and loose. It's actually really good. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but look how clean that is. It's coming out. I mean, I can see through that, but it's like someone just put it in there. 14 years. Never cracked this case open. Alright, made it back to the back differential. Let's take this ugly thing off. It's also going to be 13 millimeters all the way around. I'm going to break all those free, and then we'll see what fluid is inside. Yeah. Okay. This was nice and easy. It's a 3/8 drive. Oh. Pull the plug first, see what we got. Now everything is tilted back, so I should get some fluid. But we'll see what happens. Nothing. Alright, they're all broken free. Let's get these guys off. The front cover had a ton of silicone. I feel like they used a whole tube on just that one. This one's looking the same way. Alright, here we go. All but the top one. There we go. That's looking a lot darker than before, than the front one, so. And honestly, that's maybe half a quart. Maybe that's why I've been hearing noise when I go in reverse. And it smells real bad. Alright, here we go. Nice and clean. And I even got her cover all cleaned up too. I had to throw a layer of paint on it. Nice and good. All we gotta do is slap her up there and fill her up. Right, getting them going on in. Again, I like to use this Loctite just a little bit. That's all you need. Goes pretty far. Alright, so I knew it couldn't be this easy. It never is with a Jeep. Get down to the cover. That's all you got to do, right? Just put the cover on and you're good to go. And one bolt snapped off on me here. You see that? Broke right in there. Now, I didn't even get to torquing it down yet. This is just, you know, I only went that far in. Just a little bit. So just a nub is actually stuck in there. I got real lucky it being the very top one. But still, it's never lucky when you have to get the bolt extractor and pull that back out. So, right for now, because it's the one on top, you know, the fluid's only going halfway up. And when left and right, swish to swash, the top one is actually the least one likely to start leaking anything. Especially when you get a brand new gasket and everything on there. So, I'm going to fill it up for now. And maybe next week I will extract it, get a new bolt. Right, got kind of lucky here. Funnel just fits, just over my tie rod. So, alright. Oh, there it is. A little dribble coming out front. That means we're full. So, carefully pull that guy out. Alright, open-ended 9/16s. Get it locked in again. Alright.
Nice and clean and smooth. Got ourselves a new gasket here. Let's just make sure. Oop, that way around. It looks a lot better. Perfect. So that's how we're going on. Let's get these. This guy, by the way, nice and clean, same blue, all clean on the inside too. That took a while. And this is how I did the first one up front. Couldn't believe it. I got all nice and hand tight, like 2-3 rounds. Everything was smooth, and then as soon as I put the ratchet on it, that's all I did was just touch it with the ratchet, and it shattered up top. Of course, I didn't really clean up these bolts as clean as I should have, but getting kind of late in the day. Just ready to put it together now. Alright, got the plug back in. We're back together again. This actually came off of it, a little tag, gear tag, but it's too big. It's got the 2 holes it's supposed to fit, evenly, but it don't fit any of them. Only one was on. I don't really want to put it back on because I don't even know if it's the right one. I want to do some more research. Checked out the numbers on this one. That is how you do all the fluids.
Oh man, that was a lot of work, huh? Okay, so probably waiting on some part numbers here. So we're just gonna blast them pretty fast. Part numbers. We started off with the oil pan gasket here. Here's the part number. After that, we went to the rear main seal. There it is. Part number. Felpro made that one, it looks like. Let's see, I actually got a brand new oil pan drain plug too. I don't know, just figure while we're here, why not get a brand new. That's the one I used. There's a few different types too. Just make sure you get the right one, the right thread size. I found out there were like 3 different ones that I could have chose from, but this is the one that fit. After that, let's see what else we got. I got the oil filter. I went with a Wix 5 something. There's the part number for that. Let's see what else we get. Oh yes, the differential gaskets for the front and the back. Dana 30 up front, and Dana 35 down below, or in the back. There they are. So in terms of fluids, really, I like to go with Pennzoil. It just works out pretty good. I've used it for the past 10 years or so. No complaints. Sometimes if I was going kind of cheap, I got some, I think, what was that, that tech stuff from Walmart they sell? Super Tech, I think. Yeah, this stuff. It's oil is oil. It really doesn't matter. You don't want to really start any wars with different brands or anything. You can get whatever you want, whatever your preference is. Just be sure that you're always changing it, nice regularly. Don't let it sludge up. Don't be leaking it anywhere. Just keep up on it. It's really the blood line, the blood flow or whatever of your Jeep or any car you drive. So just keep up on it. Make sure you get the right weight. These Jeeps call for 5 W30. I'd usually put in some high mileage 530 into this, but for the past couple of years or so, I've gone with the synthetic stuff. I've been mixing here and there, and so far everything's been great. A lot of people say it's going to leak or something, because the synthetic is thinner. It's kind of true. I mean, the synthetic stuff, it's actually designed to go in and it swells up on the seals, and so it's not going to leak. But I guess if you were already leaking, it could leak more. But again, mine's fine, and I got all brand new, new rear main seal, new oil gasket, so I got nothing to worry about here. I actually mixed in, I went 5 quarts of the Pennzoil full synthetic, and then I went 1 quart of regular Pennzoil high mileage, just to even it out, I guess, I don't know. And so after that, moving back to the AX15, the transmission, the fluid I chose for this is, off the factory lines, it came with a GL3. So it was a 7590 weight GL3. So they don't actually make a GL3 anymore, but they do have a GL4, a 7590 GL4. It's a little bit different, but it's still compatible. It will still work. It's what you're supposed to put in these transmissions. After that, they did come out with a GL5, and now everyone will be like, oh, it's 5. It's the next best one. Let's put that in. Don't do that. If you put in the GL5, there's actual friction modifiers, and it's not going to shift right, and it'll actually eat away at some of the synchronizers in there. They're made out of brass. So don't put GL5 in these transmissions. Go with either 3 if you could find it, which is unlikely, or 4. I went with this stuff, Redline. Now Redline, they call it MT90. It's actually meant for the transmissions, the manual transmission 90. It's just 7590, but it is rated. If you flip it over to the back, it says it's a GL4. So this is the stuff you want to use, and that's what I went with. I remember, I think it's like 3.5 quarts it takes, or just under that. So go ahead and buy 4 of them. When I got it, it was about 17 to 20 bucks a bottle. So stuff is not cheap. So go ahead and get this stuff, put it in there. After this, for the fluid for the transfer case fluid, calls for just really regular transmission fluid. And on this one, I went with the high mileage stuff because the high mileage, it's a little bit thicker. It's supposed to, condition all the seals a little bit better. So that's what I went with. I just went with the Walmart Super Tech stuff. Honestly, I spent all my money on the AX15 fluid, so I didn't have a whole lot for this. But I figured I want to get all the fluids done at the same time. And I found a pretty good deal over at the AutoZone for this STP, this gear oil. For the differentials. It takes about 1.5 quarts for the front, 1.5 quarts for the back. The back one I may have to go back to later and jack it up or something because I didn't get as much in there as I wanted. But yeah, I was really surprised at what came out. Only when I finally measured it, 1/2 quart came out of the back. Just half of 1 quart, so it was really low. But I'm really happy everything's all good to go now. All the fluids are redone. Didn't run into too many problems, except I busted the bolt on the front differential, but that'll probably be another video. I'll just have a whole video on oops, like how we're gonna fix things. So we're having to go out and get a left-handed, a reverse drill bit, and what was it called, an easy out, or a bolt extractor. We're gonna go ahead and get one of those. So that'll probably be another video. In the future, maybe I'll do something with like electrical systems. We'll go through maybe some sensors on the front, how to test them. We'll go through the electrical systems themselves, like the battery, the wire, the harness, pretty much the main power. These Jeeps, they actually suffer from a lot of factory issues, straight out of the shop there when they came out brand new. So maybe that'll be another video I'll touch on later in a couple of weeks, but a lot of work. Now I've done all of this, all these fluids, as you can see. Now it's your turn. So when was the last time you changed all your fluids? I mean, all of them. So if you like what you see, if I left something out, please leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, see some more videos be coming out. See you next time.